Hello everyone, this is your reading for the month of July. So we have 3 stacks of cards, 4 in this one, 4 in this one, and 3 in the final one. So we have group 1, who have a purple amethyst, chevron amethyst, stone as their guiding stone, and we have the opalite for the second group with all of its different colors, and we have which is a cube, as you can see. We have the sunstone heart for group 3. And sort of want you to tune in to try and maybe resonate with the stone, resonate with the pile, resonate with the number 1, 2, or 3, and those timestamps will be down below, and you can select one of those now or just watch the whole video. It's up to you, but I just wanted to say really quickly that these cards have been working very well for readings for me. So I feel like here's group 1. I feel like these will be helpful to you. Here's group 2. See if you can resonate with that. And group 3. Now I was also thinking about doing a sort of giveaway of a tarot reading to a subscriber when I reach a milestone. Now at the current moment I am 1 subscriber away from 400. Very small numbers, but big for me. You know, I'm sure you all follow people who have hundreds, tens, hundreds, thousands, millions. But for me, I think 1,000 would be a great milestone. So I would love if you could subscribe, help me to get to 1,000. And once I'm there, I'll do 3 tarot readings for subscribers. And I guess, not sure how people usually do this, but yeah, when we get closer to the number, we'll see sort of how to do it. But at the moment, let's go back to July and think of which group you resonate with, and let's see what the month holds for you, shall we? Hello group 1, let's see what's in store for you for the month of July. I'm actually going to do it one by one, as that is how I've been doing my card readings lately, and they've been pretty spot on. So we have in reverse the King of Pentacles. So just flipping through my book, the King of Pentacles in reverse. So we're speaking of a man who is driven by money. So this man cannot be trusted. His financial obsession often leads to corruption, so do not expect to honor his debts. He may take a vengeful attitude to those who question or cross him. So this is someone in your life, and that is Well, usually when it comes to face cards and it speaks of certain people, I feel like immediately someone pops into your head. So I feel like you already know who this person is. A man who is driven purely by money. So let's see what else. Perhaps that's just that's part of the story, or perhaps that's just part of your story, and you know, it's sort of telling you not to trust this man when perhaps you were considering it. We had a couple cards there, so as you know, I don't take a few cards at a time. It's only one card, the right card will pop out. Now, I've done 3 readings lately that have been 4 actually. They've been super spot on. So, really hoping that it'll be the same for you, and it has been these cards the whole time. It's a bit more difficult with distance tarot, as when it's in person, the person can hold the cards in their hands and infuse their energy with the cards. Whereas I just have to trust that the cards know where they're going and know who's going to watch. I feel like this one was trying to pop out. So we have another card in reverse. We have the reverse 7 of Cups. So this one is speaking of being apologies, I usually show the card up close. But the 7 of Cups speaks about being realistic rather than dreaming. So deal with how things are rather than how you would like them to be. A desire to have all your wishes granted may mean you deny an underlying truth. So that could be that this man is going to give you money, but he's going to ask for like 300% interest, and you're like, well, I would really like that money though. So in a relationship, the 7 reversed can show deception in love. A false sense of security can mean that you lose out. So think with your head, not with your heart. All right. In reverse, Temperance. Lots of reverse cards for you. What card is that? 14. So the keywords. So Temperance is a female figure by a river, pouring precious water between cups, also known as the Angel of Time. She symbolizes the flowing of the past into the future. Her actions testify to creativity and balance, and her toe in the water shows a connection with the unconscious. This card means reconciliation, growth, fluidity, finances, and compromise, but those will be, the positive aspects of those will be more associated with the upright position. So in reverse, Temperance means being out of kilter with different aspects of your life. This could manifest as feeling overwhelmed by the past, or suppressing what you could have learned from past experience and focusing exclusively on the future. On a practical level, Temperance can indicate the poor handling of a volatile situation or bad financial management. So again, that goes back to my thought of this money-hungry male who is, or masculine figure at least, who is not to be trusted, and you've sort of been considering it perhaps and thinking that you could borrow this money or something from him. The story that the cards are telling me, it may not quite resonate with you. It may resonate with you differently. But you're thinking, if I trust this man, then, you know, I only see the good things that could happen. I don't see the reality of the situation. And again, this is sort of warning you to be mindful, especially in financial situations. Now, as we were going along, I was pushing the cards along because I felt like there would be a fourth card needed. So I'm hoping to see some sort of resolution, some positive that will come after you listening to your emotions, your gut, after you know, take heed of the advice given. And we have death in reverse. All of your cards have been reversed, and if you know me, I'm constantly, you know, my cards are all up and down and up and down. So death in its upright position means change. So the death card is not to be feared. On some tarot decks, he appears as the archetypical Grim Reaper, enough to tinge your reading with unfounded negativity. Death in this deck is numbered 13, which is often associated with bad luck, but the card generally shows the ending of a particular cycle or situation, so that new order and life ensues. Here, the ritual of death is depicted as the forces of nature at work. For every tree that dies, another grows in its place. So in reverse, major changes for which you are ill prepared, but which are entirely necessary. An investment in the past that has held you back may be taken from you, forcing you to look to the future. You may stubbornly resist this, perhaps for good reason, but it is better to give in than sap your energy holding fast to a position or a relationship that is no longer tenable. So group one, this reading tells me that perhaps you're going through a difficult time, and apologies, I usually show the card. Forgot every time. So perhaps you're going through a difficult time and you're seeking a way to make it better. And you sort of think idyllically that this man can help you out, and you know, you're considering it, but it's actually a really bad choice to make. You need to look at reality. You know, past experiences have shown you what to look out for. You can't just look at either the future or the past. Each influence one another. You know, the butterfly effect is real. You need to think about, you know, you grow as a person. We've got flowers here and a tree here, both growing. But everything that feeds this growth is something that they have absorbed over time. It's not just there's a tree. It's absorbing nutrients from all around it. So it doesn't just, it just doesn't form instantly. Things can't just change, can't just grow in an instant. So you need to be sure to, think about that, consider that. The person you are today didn't happen just because of one incident, one life experience. You're the result of a lot of experiences, a lot of people, a lot of influences. So remember that if you want to change your life and try and get out of this funk that you're perhaps in, then it doesn't just happen with one decision. One coin doesn't change everything. There's, you know, the water of life. Life happens. It's a flowing, ever-moving thing. You can't just take one little drop of water and expect that to feed a tree for its entire life. So, you know, be mindful and be kind to yourself, and don't just think that one thing changes everything that you are, because one drop doesn't grow a tree. Missing one drop doesn't cause the tree ill harm. There are many things that affect life and that affect you as a person. So don't just focus on one thing can change everything. One thing will make everything better, because it's all the little things at the end of the day. So kind of took a bit of a more somber turn, but I hope that the cards have given you something to think about. I hope that they resonate with you and change your thinking in a more positive way. And I hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Also, I'm going to collect your cards, and you will be given the amethyst star. Amethyst for healing. Bye. Hello, group 2. Let's see what July holds for you, shall we? Wow, those cards were doing some acrobatics. They actually completely rotated, so perhaps that was needed. There we go. So your first card is the Queen of Cups. So, as I say with any face card, when a face card appears in a reading, usually you know who it is after I start to tell you about what the Queen of Cups means. So the Queen of Cups is a compassionate maternal figure who nurtures her friends and family alike. Feeling is foremost in her domain, so here she can represent an insightful woman who looks upon you lovingly. This card can also express the importance of hidden messages in your dreams. So, do you know, did someone pop in your mind? Did you think of someone who is maternal, perhaps a mother, perhaps your mother, a grandmother, just someone who has a motherly personality, a caring person, an adoring person, someone who makes you feel just warm and happy. So perhaps this woman is popping into your life this month. Maybe it's someone that's not often around due to, you know, life getting in the way. But perhaps the whole reading will have something to do with her and shed light on why she's here. Also, she wears the color green, so maybe it's someone you know that often wears green. We have the Hierophant in reverse. So again, another face card, this time in the Major Arcana. So the keywords for the Hierophant, keywords usually talk about, and the description of the card usually talk about it in its upright position. so it will be slightly different in reverse, of course. So the keywords are mentor, spiritual authority, instruction, traditional wisdom, and unity. So the Hierophant is a symbol of religious authority. His traditional, difficult word, ecclesiastical dress and crook signify his role as the guardian of the church and shepherd of the people. He signifies unification, and he is the spiritual companion of number 2, the High Priestess. So what this means is that information is kept from you, and what you hear is distorted. Others may politic against you for their own ends. As the upright meaning of the Hierophant brings freedom, here misinformation causes restriction and upset. Treat what you hear from others with due skepticism, and protect yourself where possible from others' dishonest attempts to gain favor. So, for some reason, my brain, well, immediately I thought, okay, this guy is spreading misinformation and disharmony, and this motherly, matronly, lovely lady is protecting you from that, and she is just, you know, she's a woman who's always in your corner, and she will do what she can for you. And yeah, as I said, when I was thinking of misinformation and I was thinking about how this card is very motherly, I was thinking almost like a mother's group, a toddler group, where an adult will take a child, usually their own, not always, to it's usually called a mother's group, but it's more like a toddler's group. At least I think we would call it more a toddler's group over here. But anyway, and there can be a lot of politics when it comes to, you know, I'm sure you've seen at least one television show where a parents group has been bitchy. And so that sort of pops into my head here, like that there's sort of a group, may not be a parents group, could be work, could be like some sort of club or some sort of, don't know, I'm getting like a social gathering feeling, where there's politics, there's nitpicking, there's, you know, just like a general hierarchy of things. So I sense that there is this disharmony, this political difficulties in this group, but this woman is standing up for you. She has your back, she's in your corner. And let's see what else is going on here. Alright, it looked like it wanted to flip over this way, so I'm going to go with it. We have the World in the upright position. Now, it's a very good card to get, so that's quite nice to see, especially after such a sort of strange one. So, the World, keywords: completion, birth, endings, and beginnings. The World shows an androgynous figure encircled by a green wreath. The wreath is the world in its completeness, but within it lays the seed of the new. The world gives birth to the child, or zero, the fool, so the cycle of the tarot begins again. It's 21, so the final card in the major arcana. So upright meaning, a successful outcome. When this card appears in a reading, it can be taken as a life landmark, a key move in terms of your lifestyle, or an opportunity to discover new territory physically through traveling to new countries. One chapter of your life is closing. Now it is time for celebration and the next adventure. So that's, I feel like it doesn't fit in with these two, but almost I feel like, you know, perhaps the Queen symbolizes yourself, and you've recently taken on the role of a mother, perhaps not in the traditional sense, but you know, someone who is looking out for someone who's looking out for animals or pets or plants, or maybe you've just like taken on an important role in some sort of way, and you've had to deal with the political sort of subterfuge and the gossiping and things. And so, you know, you're like, I'm not about that, so I'm gonna go be me, go run free. Almost the art, these two people could almost be the same person. So, you know, maybe, in fact, maybe this is just you shedding the old life, just taking off. I mean, green, I was saying before, the similarity in the hair and the face and the colors. So you're just shedding that old life because you're just fed up of people like this. You're fed up of politics, which, you know, in a sort of social or work environment. So you've just decided to shed it and start something new. I've got space for one more. I'm not sure you need it, but space has created itself. So let's just get maybe a little bit more insight as to what sort of transpired in the meantime, what the future sort of holds now that you've cast off everything. These cards are just trying to jump from my hands. I think maybe that's what's going on. The Nine of Cups in reverse. So Cups in reverse Cups represents emotion, and Cups in reverse usually means a sort of overwhelming emotion. What did I say? How did we get here? This sort of like, how did we come from this to this lady casting off this person casting off their old life? And I've just read the meaning. Others are ignored or marginalized to make way for a bigger ego, which creates insecurity. Another self-centeredness means your feelings are disregarded. Conversely, you wield your vanity, sacrificing friends in the process. The 9 also indicates unnecessary delays. So perhaps you sort of saw the bigger ego is this person causing disheartening things to happen, the gossip, the politics, and you saw the ego that came with this person, and you saw the person that you would turn into if you stayed in this situation, which is why you're deciding to cast off the responsibility. I mean, this person seems, you know, she's motherly, she's caring, she's kind, and just because you're taking off the clothes that represent the Queen doesn't mean that you are becoming a different person. It just means you're letting yourself free. You're freeing yourself. So you've done so, and things are going to turn around for you. I mean, speaking of turning around, the pattern, you have upright, a reverse, upright, reverse. So it's like things are a topsy-turvy. Things are definitely moving, they're rotating, things are working. Things are just constantly in motion. So things are changing for you. And for the better, you're getting a bit of clarity now. You're seeing, you know, we've emptied all these cups. There's not any sort of liquid in them that might influence decisions for the worse. So you're turning things around. So I'm going to take your cards and put them with the opalite for group 1. For the beginning of this video, which you've already seen, but I have not yet filmed. So opalite is your stone for this month. And I hope that you enjoyed your reading, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, group 3. Let's find out what's happening for you, shall we? So jumping right out, we have the reverse 3 of Cups. So in the reverse position, 3 of Cups speaks of good possibilities coming to nothing. There is disappointment in a relationship. This may be a passionate affair that blinds you to your responsibilities, or faithlessness on your part or your partner's. Minor health problems may lay you low. So things are sort of not the way that you would want them to be. There's a lot of passion, a lot of excitement, and ultimately this is turned into something negative. You're like, when it comes to a relationship or your responsibilities, or just something that you've hyped up and it's just not worked out the way you planned, or even just health problems, because we all know that nobody wants those. So let's see what else happens here. I think it speaks of things not working out properly, correctly, the way you want to. Let's see why that is. Why is something not working out the way that you would want this July? Or how... Oh, well, okay. I didn't get to ask the next question yet. So, why are things not working out? Well, there's a person in the way. A person that's not really good with money. Is a woman of financial extremes. Miserly, which is a word that I feel like a lot of us may only know from Christmas Carol. Miserly to the point of obsession, or outlandishly extravagant. In either case, she uses money in a powerful way, as a surrogate for emotion or defense against criticism. As a situation, the card suggests tension and insecurity. Now, face cards always represent a person to me. I feel like in this instance, this person may be you. Things are not working out because of money, whether that's you spending too much and leaving yourself short, or you being miserly to the point of obsession. Take myself, for example. I'm saving up to buy a house, but I realized that I was putting far too much away, that I was leaving myself without any money to sort of play with. I was sort of paying all my bills, buying all my food, and just nothing was left. I was putting everything away. And then I realized, what, I was thinking, why am I so, down at the moment? And it's because I'm not leaving myself money to go and enjoy the things that I should be enjoying. So yeah, that was quite unhealthy for me. So I decided to put away less each month, which may mean longer to getting a house, but also, let's build back some good credit scores. But yeah, I'm I think it's better to take care of yourself as well as to plan for the future, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah, so you can save money without depriving yourself. Which, again, this could be my own reading, leads to poor health. As I was saying, it was sort of spurring my depression. I think last month's video, it was group 3 that I had content warning for. And now again, here we are speaking of mental health. I'm sorry, group 3. You guys don't get any luck. But we have, yeah, so it's this, saying about miserly and then saying about poor health. And then it's like, that was what really spurred on my depression last month. Past couple of months, perhaps. No, May was okay because it was really nice and sunny here in Scotland. Last month, not so much. But yeah, so don't be stingy, or you'll leave yourself with poor mental health. Or the opposite, don't spend too much, or you'll leave yourself with nothing and also poor mental health. Let's grab your 3rd card. We have so my next question was, how do we turn this around? So I said for the middle card, what has been the cause of this sort of disruption to plans, this, things going awry? So now let's ask, what's going to go right? Now that we know that there's an issue, what is going to happen next? What's going to be the resolution? I'm gonna squish these around. I've been shuffling for a while and nothing's coming, so the card must be the wrong way for the reading. What do we have? Not much. Well, there we go. Flipped over that way. So we have the Ace of Swords in the upright position. I said, how are we going to turn things around? So if you see a sword raised like this, it makes me immediately think of someone raising it in victory above their own head. So the upright ace is an omen of great victory and the success of projects founded on intelligent ideas and practice. So as we were saying, the bad situation was happening as a result of poor financial handling, but also doesn't mean specifically financial. Obviously, money makes the world go round, so we're thinking of something very important in your life, plays a big part in your life. May not be money, but intelligent ideas. So the appearance of this card can also show that forceful events are about to take you by storm and that you will need a mental alacrity to withstand the pace. So I think sort of the forceful events would be the extremism sort of caused by the situation caused by the extremism with the money here. But you've already, maybe you haven't actually been feeling the effects of the ill health or the troubles, it says relationship troubles, it says things that are not turning out the way they're supposed to. So perhaps that hasn't happened yet, and perhaps the Ace of Swords is sort of telling you to prepare for things not to go your way and to be better with money so that things don't go awry. It's maybe not this is what happened, maybe it's this is how to prepare for what's going to happen. Because even though I drew 3 cards, and usually, or not usually, but 3 cards can represent past, present, future, but I've not done it that way. That's not the way I planned it. So it could be, the order could be Ace of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, 3 of Cups. Prepare yourself. Don't hoard your money. Don't spend it all. Have a nice balance, and you'll prevent issues from happening. So the stone I'm going to give you for your group, which you will have already chosen, is the Sunstone, which is not a very bright stone, but has flecks like the sun in it. So, it's a bit of a misnomer. So let's pop these aside with your chosen stone. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.